I'm delighted to see so many people here from the past and also a number of new people who come to join us today. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for us to embrace new relationships as we go forward.
It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 6th edition of Nigeria International Energy Summit. This summit provides for us a unique opportunity to come together, to share knowledge, insights, and to discuss the challenges and opportunities that face the energy industry globally.
The theme of this year's summit is topical, as it resonates with current operating landscape and is truly thought-provoking. Global perspectives for sustainable energy future. I'm sure participants will spend the next 4 days deconstructing this concept and what it truly means for our industry within the Nigerian context.
We expect that deliberations during this summit will identify solutions towards sustained development of Nigeria's resources, particularly gas as a transition fuel.
We are promoting the development of cross-border regional energy infrastructure. We see this as critical to making energy accessible to our people. We want to banish the mindset that our people are too poor to buy energy, so we have to look for those with the purchasing power to buy our energy.
The Nigeria International Energy Summit NIES is the brainchild of the Buhari administration, and I'm extremely proud of what the summit has become in the last 6 years. It is therefore my privilege and honor to declare the 6th edition of the Nigeria International Energy Summit open, and I wish you fruitful deliberations. Thank you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
It has become increasingly clear to me that Nigeria has a crucial and strategic role in delivering the sustainable energy future that Africa and indeed the world must have in the next few years. It is our nation and our continent that will drive the next stage of global economic progress. And we can do so by becoming the first truly green civilization in the world.
Today, 60% of Nigerians are living in energy poverty. And that's in a country that has one of the biggest natural resources of oil and gas on the continent, if not in the world. About 400,000 people, mostly women, die every year from exposure to indoor air pollution because they are using wood, charcoal, and other forms of cooking fuels. Again, in a country that is abundantly blessed. The reason this decade of gas is crucial is because the window of opportunity for us is narrowing. If we do not act now, we will end up having to take very different actions which will put us in a catch-up position, and we will no longer have control of our destiny. We will have to rely on others to ensure that we're able to achieve some degree of energy security, to ensure that we can address the energy poverty that we face, and to enable us to also take on the third challenge of the energy transition. Today, we have the opportunity to take control of our destiny.
I recall in my days in the Middle East, when I was asked by Shell to go and develop a local content strategy for Qatar. I remember having a face-to-face meeting with the Minister of Petroleum Resources equivalent of Qatar, just to get his view on how that strategy could be developed. And he told me, he said, the local content in Qatar is how we'll domicile the activities in country in terms of manufacturing. The focus areas for us in NCDMB are human capacity development, construction of industrial parks, public-private partnerships, Nigerian content intervention funds, research and development, regulatory framework, and regional collaboration, and of course, enabling business environment, which encompasses the various activities and initiatives that are being done to promote investment in gas development. If we do not realize that we need to enable businesses to survive, then we are making a big mistake. Because what I see is that some of the regulatory agencies that establish themselves see their position as a position of power, rather than a position of enabling business. And if we have that mindset that it is a position of power where we will congregate everybody to come and see us, we are not going to make any progress. Therefore, in exercising that power, the emphasis must be on how do we enable businesses. I know what it takes for businesses to get simple approval. For business we are doing with regards to LPG rebottling in the north, our partner came to me and said, just to get certificate of occupancy, to establish what will benefit community, it took him months to be able to establish that. How can you progress in terms of providing gas to people? So I believe my charge to fellow regulators, see your position as enabling business and not a position of power.
Nigeria is at the stage where she desperately needs energy to power her development. Gas is without question the fuel of choice because Nigeria has it in abundance. Proven gas reserve of 209 TCF, being the first in Africa and the 9th in the world. Nigeria is still producing far less than 8 billion scf per day, and has largely not been able to tap into the opportunity to fulfill the domestic, industrial, and household needs, including the revenue needs of the country. Nigeria is in deficit of gas infrastructure pipeline. Total installed pipeline infrastructure is about 2,000 kilometers. However, Nigeria needs about 5,000 kilometers in the short term and about 10,000 kilometers in the long term, due to the growing demands of energy and population that will strive and increase their industrialization. Talking about industrialization, Lagos is a successful business state because of lots of industrial activities that is generating employment and improving the lives and businesses of the people. It may interest you to know that Oilserv Limited has contributed immensely in building the gas infrastructures and distribution networks across Lagos State, using also the HDD technology where applicable because it's already a populated area. These pipelines include distribution system that's run from Ikeja, Iluboji, Igamu, Ijora, and to Apapa, up the way to the port and Ilasamaja. And that was done under the contract of Lagos Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4 projects with GasLink and Owendu. In addition to this, Oilserv Limited has played a significant role in the construction of gas system to Nigerian independent power stations. There are about 6 of them across the state, across the nation, that Oilserv has contributed in building the gas transportation pipelines. There are the Ivo power plant in Edo State, the Badam power plant in Bayelsa State, Aloji power plant in Abia, Calabar power plant in Cross River, Ebonyi power plant in Imo, Akute power plant in Lagos State. In the south-south, Oilserv has constructed an 18-inch by 130 kilometers pipeline that provided gas to the Unisem Cement Company in Cross River. OB3 project, the 48 inches by 64 kilometers, segment Lot A project, which has the 64-kilometer pipeline and a gas treatment plant that has a capacity of 2 billion scf per day. Francis Engineering, the company I oversee, performed the engineering for that. In addition, Oilserv is currently undertaking the EPC of the NNPC Ajokuta AKK project. It may interest you to know that this project is, with the support of the client NNPC, is currently ongoing, and very complex project, very important to the nation. It comprises of a 40-inch pipeline, 304 kilometers for the segment one that Oilserv is responsible for. It cuts across 140 river crossings, minor and major. It cuts across 33 roads, and it may interest us to know that we have deployed innovations in technology in executing this contract. Some of the innovations we have deployed includes the HDD, the horizontal directed drilling, automated orthostatic testing, AUT, semi and full automatic welding, and direct pipe installation. And while we are putting all this in place, we must take advantage of available technologies in CNGs and mini LNGs to develop virtual pipelines and benefits of high demands of cleaner, more energy.